What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? I'm glad you guys made it to this video. As promised, here is the weekly recap. Going over the trades I took, going over things I did good this week, things I did not so good, and yeah, all for the purpose of us being able to review this, learn from my experience. And so that being said, I'm finna get into the breakdown. We're gonna start with Monday, and we're gonna work our way through the week, and then you'll probably be able to do the math, but then we're going to go over the weekly statistics, overall P&L, goals for next week. Did we accomplish our goals this week? We'll go over stuff like that at the end of the video. That being said, I'm going to start getting into the breakdowns now. So, yeah, like I said, starting at the beginning of the week, enjoy. So, first things first, when we're starting off at the beginning of the week, Monday, we want to start on the weekly time frame, because we want to be able to see how last week played out and kind of what the momentum is going into the current week, right? Because obviously there's no real price action Sunday, so all we can do is go based off of Friday and basically the previous week, because it is the start of a whole new week. And if you want to have an idea of how the week is going to shape out, yeah, so that's just a little bit of my reasoning for starting on the weekly time frame at the start of the week. Kind of makes sense when you say it out loud, but yeah, I know trading isn't always it's not easy to have common sense in trading, right? Especially when people are telling you so many different things, and there are legit so many different ways to trade and analyze the market, but essentially we're going all off the same data, right? The same underlying assets. This is the YM, so if you're looking at the Dow Jones US 30, you will see similar price action, right? Because it's roughly all the same, maybe different, might be off by some minute number, but usually it's not going to be entirely different. And if it is, your broker, the data that they're getting is not, it can't be regulated, right? But anyway, so yeah, here we are at the beginning of the week. We're looking at the weekly time frame, and when I mark my weekly structure, I use red. Why do I use red? Not only for weekly, but for daily structure, just because it is the color I chose. Honestly, it's just because it was the color I chose, right? But right, so coming into this week, we had this high here, and we had a low here, basically. And right, and so if you can't see that low, guys, that is right here. The high low essentially was in the same candle, right? This is our low, here's our high that we broke when we created this structure, and therefore we created this high. Now when we go on the daily, we might see something a little bit different, simply because that candle's low was all together, right? So see, now we could see on the daily time frame that actually once we created this high, we came up and created this low. So now we could be a little more detailed with this. And yeah, basically that's my process, right? I start on the weekly at the start of the week, and then we start narrowing in on what we're seeing. And so where's Monday? Here we have Friday, Thursday, or no, right, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right? Okay, so yeah, Monday we sold off to these support levels because we were trading above it. But let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's go over how we were able to spot that, because we're still not done marking up our structure. So right now that I have marked up my breakup structure and my high and low on the weekly time frame, and I'm going to start going down across and doing it on all time frames. I went to the daily, I tightened up these red levels. These are higher time frame levels. Now I'm going to the 4 hour, find where Monday was coming into the market open. We had to have been somewhere around here, right? So let me see. If I'm not mistaken, that's just Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Here we go. This is where we were. Okay, I'm looking at last week. Sorry. Boom. So let's start to mark this up. We could see coming into Monday, price was down here, right? So then we had just broken this 4 hour low, and we're going to make our 4 hour structure blue. I'm not exactly sure, right? But this, as you can see, if you look at the bottom of it, it says 5 o'clock on Monday. So this is the candle that closed at 9 a.m. essentially the opening candle for the day. But I want to say it didn't actually go all the way down this low yet coming into the day, but we'll get a better look once we go to the 15-minute. So essentially on Monday, though, we had, this was our 4-hour lower low, our break of structure, and then our lower high on the 4-hour was shared with our break of structure on the daily time frame. Or hold on, where did this line come from? I don't even know. Okay. Right, so not the break of structure, but so we have our lower high, the structure we broke on the 4-hour, and that creates this here lower high. I'm sorry, this is a lower low here at the bottom. This is our break of structure, and this up here is our lower high on the 4-hour. Although it is, yes, on the weekly and the daily time frame, a higher high. Because we had a break of structure to the downside on the 4-hour, it becomes a lower high on the 4-hour. Now, why is that important? Because if we have a break of structure to the downside, it means that at some point we could be expecting the daily pullback, right? Because we had a break of structure to the upside on the daily. So the 4-hour, now that it's turned bearish, could start to facilitate that move, especially if we come back up here, test these levels, and they hold as resistance. However, that's, hasn't happened yet, so we're not going to get too much into that. Just going on with Monday. So once we have marked our 4-hour break of structure and our high and low, we go to the 15-minute. And now today was on Monday, it was pretty simple to kind of see, right? Coming into the day, we had a break of structure to the downside right here, right? Where's this time? So right, exactly. So we broke this structure here, and for my 15-minute I used black. So we had a break of structure, and then we had our lower high that really kind of lines up with our daily level, right? So we kind of had that lower high form off of support. But so coming into the day, we had a lower high here. I'm sorry, this lower low came off of support, right? So we had a break of structure here. Our lower low that was formed, this held a couple times. This is our lower high. And so coming into the day, once we got these bounces off the VWAP, I was pretty much in there for my sales, because Monday I figured we would trade to down a little bit, because we were already, like I said, broken structure to the downside on the 4-hour. We're in a bearish trend here on the 15-minute, and since the 1-minute had taken, let's see if we could get over there. Actually, might take a minute. We are on the 1-minute time frame, but I want to get over there so we could go over this trade, right? So right around here. And I remember this position. So on the daily, on the, from the minute perspective, where was our most recent break of structure coming into the day? It was right here to the upside. So now we had a higher high, a break of structure, and our higher low, right? So essentially, if this RSI don't stay off my screen. Anyway, essentially, once price came up here and we broke this low, created this low, and then retested these levels, and then had this engulfing candle to the downside, I wanted to enter. I believe I was a little more patient and actually waited for this engulfing candle here, though. And really actually was a super quick trade. I remember getting out on this very first candle that crossed below all of these support levels, and that was essentially that trade for that day. We can go over my P&L for the day at the end of the video, because I'm gonna be honest, if I logged in now, it wouldn't show me right here in TradingView. I would have to go to my Top Step dashboard to actually show you guys how Monday, how this trade played out. And yeah, so we'll go over the exact P&L at the end of the video. But yeah, so essentially that's Monday. Now, let's get on to Tuesday and see how that went for it. All right. So now, let's go over Tuesday, right? So as you can see, Tuesday was a big time range. So the daily didn't change because it's Tuesday. We don't start on the weekly. Let's just go straight down to the 4 hour and see how things had changed coming into Tuesday. Pretty much, we can get rid of these 15 levels, but pretty much the same kind of structure. Let me try and find that. What's that say? Monday, Tuesday. All right, coming into Tuesday, so we were still holding below here, and we still shared this lower high on the 4 hour with the higher high on the daily. And so now we can go to the 15 minute. Now that we know we're still in this bearish structure, but at this point we have definitely crossed underneath support, and you know, we just want to be careful, right? I'm trying to take sales, and right. So where was that market open? What's the position I took? Tuesday. Okay, so coming into Tuesday, I want to say I took this buy up. Oh, no, I remember now. Right, so Tuesday was in a very similar structure as far as like right, so here, where do we have our break of structure coming into the day? Okay, we gotta follow this, guys. Boom, bam, we broke this structure, created this low and this high. On the 15 minutes, so we're gonna do black. Let me make sure this is just all correct, right? Coming into the day, but then we broke that, created this here, higher high, and this here, low or higher low. When we came and broke this, it was here. Pushed down a little bit, came up, finally closed below this low. Right, so now we have higher low, break of structure, and coming into the day we had a lower low right here. And actually, I think I did see this. Yeah, I think this is how I seen it. All right, okay. RSI, get out of here. We don't really use you. I be having that thing there, just look, I don't even know, it's usually just in my way and I get rid of it. But so anyway, here we are coming into the day. This was our 15-minute levels on Tuesday, right? And as you can see, I'm doing the same thing every day. I mark my break of structure, my highs and my lows across all time frames, and I basically wait for price to just either respect or reject the levels, right? And so here, like you can see on the 1 minute coming into the day, we Tuesday, right? We had just had this break of structure to the upside on the 1 minute, right? Because we did just break this 1 minute structure, and I'm actually just going to pull these 1 minute lines from up here. So we had a break of structure coming into the day, right? Once price broke this level here, right? For those of you who can't see, that is right here, or you could even say the lowest highest point market went after creating this low was here. Then we came down to here, made this where was that next break of structure here, and then we broke above this level and created this high, and this high is where I caught my position, and then we basically retested these lows, right? So here on the 1 minute, like I said, we have a break of structure to the upside, we form a higher high, and we have our higher low. And immediately when we formed this higher high, we also rejected this daily resistance level, right? This daily level. And at that point we had came over this 15-minute level, broke this structure on the 1 minute, right? Once I seen that rejection, I figured, well, and we were also over the VWAP, and this is a daily level. I was like, we have plenty of levels to come back and retest here below, and that's pretty much what I did. I got out actually at this 1 minute level pretty quick. As soon as this bearish candle came down and slammed through supports, I really looked at it as like I could have taken a sell. I don't know, waited for a pullback and then this engulfing back under support and tried to sell it to this level, and it almost kind of got there, and I was looking for that position, but that's not even the position I took. So if you guys are confused, basically once this candle right here closed, I entered my sell with my stop loss right here, kind of a little bit above my candle, and like I said, I targeted these lows here, but I think this is where I got out for essentially 4 times my risk. And yeah, so that was that position. That was my Tuesday. That is why I entered the trade. Again, after marking up all my levels, it was this rejection off of this daily level, followed by just having some levels below the target, right? That just didn't seem too crazy to me because we were above the VWAP and the higher time frame was bearish, right? So right on the 15-minute, what did we get? We got a break of structure to the downside, and we created this here lower low. At the time of the market open, obviously we can see price came down, actually came and created an equal low with these 4-hour levels, or bounced off this 4-hour support rather. But yeah, so we came and this was our current low at the open. This was break of structure in this art, you know what I'm saying? So we were bearish there on the 15-minute. The 4-hour was bearish again, potentially facilitating that daily pullback. But at the same time, like I said, I really wanted to be careful because we had already been at this daily level, and as you can see, price did go back and trade above that daily level, right? We pretty much, as soon as we hit support, came right back up off of those levels, right? See, boom, came right back above these levels and started creating newer, higher levels, and then when we finally got that second bounce, anyway, let's get on to Wednesday, guys. That was Tuesday. I'm sorry I started just following price, because ultimately that's all we're doing, right? We're just following price and basically kind of, you know, just giving our educated guesses on where price could go based off of where we followed price, you know, where we've been following price and where it's shown to have a reaction. So let's go ahead and get to Wednesday. We don't want to make this video too long, although this style of video is going to be kind of a longer form of video, but just one of those things where you could go through and look at my entire week in review and then just think about, like, is that something that you could do or replicate, or even if, like, you know, you do worse than me, you know, is that something you could put yourself through and maybe see yourself being able to tackle. Ultimately, I think all of you can do it, you know. It's just, if you really want to, you have to put in the time to really be educated, right? So hopefully, again, me sharing my experience provides that some necessary insights. Obviously, you got to continue to just grind and put in the work. But right, so that being said, I want to get on to Wednesday. All right, so we're back on the daily time frame. It's Wednesday, and we start on the daily time frame, and we basically, none of the daily levels have changed, and at this point, none of the 4-hour levels have changed. Or I guess let's go ahead and just start on the 4-hour, because I mean, yes, we did push a little past this low, but that does not mean it was a break of structure. We did not get any candle closes below this level, so essentially we're still holding it as support. Coming into the day, where were we? We were already over our daily level, and so let's go to the 15-minute and see just where we were at that time. So Tuesday, Wednesday, right around here. It was pretty clean VWAP bounce. Yep. And basically today is one of those days I got ate up. So I had 2 losing days this week, Wednesday and Thursday, and so yeah, these are the 2 days where we're gonna have some really good takeaways, because essentially, as you've seen, Monday and Tuesday were pretty straightforward, just kind of following the trend coming into the week. And then we had Wednesday where things reversed, and maybe you've heard the term midweek reversals. That was nowhere in my mind on Wednesday. I was still anticipating that daily potential, kind of take on the pullback, which, I mean, we're in a bullish structure on the daily, so just holding support could have been the end of the pullback, but or just having new structure on the 4-hour essentially. Look, let's just get into the breakdown, because I think that's what's really going to show us how we could just what the market is actually more likely to do. Shows the probabilities, the tendencies, that and things that how things may play out. Ultimately, I think going over just exactly what happened that day, how the reversal played out, is kind of more informative than just saying, like, look out for midweek reversals. Yes, maybe going forward, we want to think of that going into the middle of the week. But let's look at how the reversal actually played out, because like I said, we've seen support hold on the higher time frames, right? So essentially that already is a signal that if you were in these sales, you might want to take your profits, because price might be getting ready to reverse. That's one way of looking at things. It's just like from the opposite perspective of what maybe you were already thinking. Maybe like if you're thinking sales, well, why would you still be in sales? Like, if say you were holding a sell, why would you still be in it, or would you be closing that position potentially? And if the answer is, I'm a little uncertain and I would want to probably take my profits now before things get cut into more, then you should probably just do that, what I'm saying, and listen to your kind of your conscience, so anyway, I don't want to waste too much time. Like I said, we'll go over all the takeaways at the end of the video, after we do review the stats and finish these breakdowns. So yeah, coming into the 15-minute, right, we already see none of the levels changed on the 4-hour of the daily. Essentially same thesis. However, as we've seen support holding, we could have anticipated the buys coming into the day, but I was still thinking that price might try to take out these lows, especially like we're seeing them hold. So like for example, here and here and here we seen them hold, but that got eaten as liquidity. However, both of these levels right here are some higher time frame levels, and we were closer to them than we were to these. So it kind of like makes sense to me now that we had to test these rather than go and test all of this level here, right? But anyway, regardless of how I might look at things coming into the day, on the 15-minute we were bullish, right? We had a break of structure here, which gave us our higher high here and our higher low here, down here, sorry. And so, get out of my way, RSI. Now that we have our levels on the 15-minute, let's go to the 1-minute. And essentially where I got ate up here, guys, is I took a sell when price bought up right here, right? So coming into the 1-minute, as you could see, we had broken this structure coming into the day. So then boom, we have our higher low, right? Higher low, just marking up structure, the easy part. Boom, we broke it, created a higher high, right? But this next candle immediately pushed above that. So boom, our higher high was right here coming into the open. You can see this 831 candle rejects. We had one rejection at 829 and 830. We rejected again. And this is when I entered my sell position. Stop loss above the candle. And I eventually get stopped out. As you can see, and I was targeting these here lows. Yeah, got stopped out. I could have reversed my position because this next position meets all my criteria. We had a push above a key level, and we have a level to target, right? So that's just kind of what I could have did, but instead I have a one loss rule, and I was finagling with breaking that rule, and I ended up breaking that rule, and because of that, I wasn't able to capitalize on this at all, because you know, if you're going to have that type of rule, you should follow it, but if you're not going to follow it, then don't have that rule. And so I don't know, guys, I don't know, sometimes I follow it, sometimes I don't. So today in particular, I didn't. I seen this position, but I just didn't want to take it because I was like, I'm gonna follow the rule. And then we got basically structure to move up here. We got more structure that formed, and we got this candle, and I entered again anyway. And as you can see, this could have been like a one-to-one opportunity, but there was a little bit of drawback. And you know, trading funded, you have those max daily loss limits. Ended up hitting my max daily loss limit and getting taken out the trade anyway before I could secure any profit. And I was targeting again still this level, and yeah, so got tore up Wednesday. Let's move on to Thursday. All right, so now let's get into Thursday's trade. And essentially Thursday, you could say, look, I'll go over the takeaways. Let's just get into what actually happened. Thursday was a lot like Wednesday, and I kind of got stopped out, seeing which way the market was going, kind of tried to go with it. At that point, I had hit my max daily loss limit. So let's go ahead and go into it. For the daily, right? We start on the daily, mark our break of structure, our high and our low. Things had yet to change this week, right? We're still holding these levels. Going to the 4 hour now, we did break above resistance, and we're trading up towards our lower high. Right, and if you notice, we're also inside of this here 4 hour demand. Since it is a 4 hour level, we will make it blue along, so we could understand its importance to the overall grand scheme of things. And I just want to make sure I get this pretty accurate, right? Okay, boom. All right, highs of this range are right here. Okay, boom. So I didn't mark this up coming into the day. That also is something I need to work on, is just marking up my supply and demand levels. But yeah, so essentially coming into to Thursday, wasn't much going on, right? So we could go to the 15-minute and see that we were in a bullish structure, though. We are holding this low. We had actually just broken this low, or broken this high. Broken this high, right? And this could have honestly helped me anticipate sales had I even marked up this demand level. Because now looking at it in hindsight, it's 2020. I'm like, we were in a freaking 4 hour demand level. Did I really just try to take a buy after the breakout buy in this situation? Holy shit. But yeah, that's essentially what I did, guys. Hold on, let's go back to the 15-minute. I don't think I marked up my high. All right, so we have our breakup structure here. Here. Created this here higher low. It's hard to see. Let me zoom in for you guys. But as you can see, it's hard to see because of this here purple line, the VWAP is sliding through this candle, but there is a wick that came down this low, and so that's why that is our low, because that's the lowest point the market actually came before breaking this level. And so coming into the day, as you can see, we absolutely barely broke the level. We barely broke it, but I'm over here trying to take the breakout buy. Anyway, let's see just what I did, right? Let's see just how I tried to play this out. We are a little further back. Yep. Right around here. Where did I take my position? Right, so coming into the day, you can see, let's mark up our 1 hour break of structure, or our 1 hour highs and lows. So we had a break here. Oops. I don't need that. like this and turn it gray because it's a 1 minute, right? We had our break there, which created this here low and gave us this here high. So coming into the day, what happened was you could see 830 right here. So because look, even then we broke that structure, we broke that high, created this high, and in that we got this low, right? And so coming into the day, I don't know if you can see it, but if not, let me mark it up for you. This here candle, super engulfing candle above all of our resistance, and basically that is the candle I entered on, trying to take the breakout buy through a 4-hour demand. Like I said, hindsight's 2020. I didn't mark up the 4-hour demand. I'm just now marking that up here in this breakdown for you all. So during the time, I wasn't really anticipating sales. I didn't, even though I was thinking like price is high. I actually posted that video. That was my last video. I went over my Thursday because I just wanted to go over the takeaways, the things that, you know, this is also my way of journaling, you know, so this isn't just for, like I said, you know, the viewers, you guys at home, but this is also so I can benefit from this myself, you know what I mean? So if I'm feeling a lack of confidence or like it's something I need to review, then this is my way of going over that. So essentially, once I seen that candle though, guys, yes, I tried to take the breakout buy, stop loss below this candle, and I was targeting up here, which already seemed a little off because normally with the setups I be taking, I get way better RR than the 1 to 3, just like anticipated RR, whether that fail or not, right? And had we been on the right side of the market, had I been a little more patient and not tried to take the breakout buy, I would have been able to see the 2 candles later that and this candle, I didn't even hit stop loss or yet. I believe this candle just took me out because I only had like $1,500 left to risk on the account, and this took out way more than $1,500. So but once I seen that, again, all my confirmations are met. We have entry signal basically, and this engulfing after the doji that slammed through these supports. Yeah, right. And then we could have targeted this 15-minute low, which ultimately didn't get hit, but we got super duper close, and there was a 15-minute demand that we could have targeted better, that I'll mark up too. Again, I need to get better at marking those up. Even here in the breakdown, I didn't look to, but I need to start because I did do the review and right. So like here, for example, had I entered off of this candle, stop loss is always above the candle for me. Even this, I guess, was just like a 1 to 2. Wasn't much coming from the market today. But there were some other entry signals here too. Had you waited for this break below the low and then the pullback, entry here would have gave you a little better risk to reward. Ooh, what did I just do? And I could do a video going over like my entry criteria, but essentially, yeah, I mean, that was basically like a 1 to 2 as well. So kind of no matter where you enter today, I guess that's what we're looking at Thursday. Either way, I could have definitely executed better. I could have not took the breakout buy when price was already high across all time frames, really. You know what I mean? We had a breaker structure on the 15-minute. We were already test inside of 4-hour demand, and the only other level on the higher time frame was literally the daily highs. So again, anticipating that pullback on the daily, I should have really more or less been looking for sales, just knowing that I'm kind of expecting the highs to hold, or at least not to be just ran through. I do expect them to be tested, maybe, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, essentially just could have been a little more patient, just watched which way the market wanted to go for a little bit, and then took my positions off of there. Because even then, here's another entry signal we had when we came back and tested this here resistance. We had this 3 soldiers pattern. You could have entered here. Again, if if you guys want me to do a video going over entry criteria, then you know, I could do that. That wasn't a bad trade as well, though. Essentially, another entry right here. We had this here pullback, engulfing, and at this point we're trending, guys, right? So we could have took this position as well. Stop loss above the candle. Boom. This one you might have got stopped out if you didn't give it a little more breathing room than above the candle. But so yeah, I don't want to get too much into what we could have did. So yeah, like I said, this was the position I took, and that's how I ended up hitting max loss limit and being in a position where now I have to go and essentially get another Kanban account and go from there. But yeah, so now let's get into the part of the video where we go over the stats, and also some of the after that we'll talk about the takeaways from this week. Alright, so here we are at my Top Step dashboard. Let's go over the stats. This is actually kind of interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video, because this is just as important as, you know, going over the actual trades. Is just seeing the data and how you're really performing, right? How your system is really performing. So as you can see, just overall, this account has gone through a lot of fluctuations, and I wish I didn't have to say that. But yeah, so what we're really looking at here is just okay, so I don't have a cursor that I could show you all. Well, I guess I could kind of use this. This is going to be my cursor, the timestamp, right? So boom, we have this here. I went over it for a second, but this day 9 was Monday this week, right? As you can see, day 9 we made our profit. And how much profit did we make that day? We made $2,710. Monday, Tuesday we made $2,260. Then Wednesday I went against my one loss rule. Could have been like a $2,000 losing day. Ended up losing $3,138. And then the remaining balance of my account, the $1,414, was lost Thursday. Yeah, kind of bogus, guys. But as you can see, my average winning trade is about $1,400. My average losing trade is about $1,300, and I'm a little more, you know, I'm winning a little bit more than I'm losing here at just 54%, but essentially 50-50, and even like the amount I'm winning to the amount I'm losing on average is about the same as well. Here, I do like though that my biggest, right here, look, I'm gonna use this thing for the cursor again. Right here, you could see the range from $10 to $2,710. Right here, this is the biggest trade I made, and this is the biggest loss I took. So I do like seeing that the biggest loss I've ever taken is smaller than the biggest trade I've ever made. And yeah, so we could just look here on Monday, which was the 25th, when I made 2,700. I was in the position for 12 minutes. Then Tuesday, I was in the position for 57 seconds. Then on the days where I took my losses, it was roughly about a couple minutes for each of those positions. One of those was almost 3. Yeah, do we have like a time? Does it say what time I took these positions? I'm kind of curious. It's just like, what's the average exact kind of like time I'm trading? I know I trade the open, but sometimes I wait. Sometimes I'm hitting the open. It really just depends on kind of the day, and also I guess, you know, just yeah, how patient I'm feeling. But hopefully the way things are happening in my personal life, as far as just with my job and stuff like that, schedule change and stuff like that, maybe I'll be able to prioritize, or, you know, just allocate more time to the charts and actually not have to try and, you know, rush a position or something like that, or just take whatever I can at the given moment that I'm on break at work, you know what I mean? Yeah, so as you can see, the highest this account had gotten to was right over here, guys. This is what I'm looking at, is the high, the account balance section, was 153,906, and you need to make 9,000 to get funded on this sized account. And the low is obviously the max loss. So for the week we made, look, you can see we made $400 for the week. Yeah, so that was my weekly P&L, right? $400 for the week. The issue was once you start making profit on the account, the max loss starts trailing, and that's because obviously they're trying to mitigate their risk as soon as possible. And even though this is just the testing phase of the of everything, they still want to simulate exactly what it's going to be like when you do get funded. When you do get funded and you start inquiring profit, that max loss is eventually going to flatline to where the start of the account was, and you're not even going to be able to take it into any amount of negative. They're not taking on any risk, and I mean, it's a business, guys, come on. So you really have to be careful. Once you start winning, you got to keep winning, you know what I mean? So you need to be sure of your system and not just like trying things out when you're doing these evaluations. You want to make sure you already have an edge. But don't get me wrong, I understand just wanting to like hurry up and be somewhere, like meet your goals, and one of the ways to do that is just getting in that chart time. And I do appreciate, but they have like trial accounts. You could get trial accounts. You could like go ahead and buy the test, but then you could get a trial account with every test you get, and you don't have to take the test. Every 30 days they're going to charge you, at least with Top Step. So I mean, you could, but there's plenty of other prop firms that will give you some parameters to have to meet, and you could try and meet those and just see if, like, you know, you're able to. But obviously, if you haven't even learned anything about trading and you're the type of person who's going to be in the comments asking like, hey, what is a support and resistance, what's a high and a low, what's an uptrend, downtrend, market structure, and all of these things, supply and demand, nothing wrong with that. But it's just like, obviously you're not someone who should be, or at least I wouldn't recommend you're someone who needs to be taking an evaluation at all. You need to just fully engulf yourself in the how do I say it, the information that is out there. You need to really just do your due diligence to understand it, comprehend it. If you don't comprehend it, then and this just might not be for you, you know what I mean? Or you know, you also have to give yourself time, you know. Words like market structure, supply and demand, inducement, support, resistance aren't really like common talk all the time unless you're like a trader. Then you just like make all of these like correlations to life and how like, oh, life is up and down and just so like the charts and whatever trader philosophers be saying. But you know, you just don't want to rush things. I definitely don't want nobody rushing into anything. This is just like my personal experience, and I'm showing you like this point and stage in the journey for me, just so that like you could understand too, because I know it's times where like this shit get hard, you know what I mean? For me, I've excuse my language, I'm just like that's the reality of it. It could trading could definitely take a toll on you emotionally, mentally, and if you're not the type of person who's like thick-skinned and stuff like that, trading could just like fucking eat at your self-esteem. You'll be wrong time and time again. As you can see, I'm like half as wrong as I am right, and the equity curve shows it's like it goes up, it goes down about just as much, you know. Luckily, I'm just able to make a little bit more than I've been losing, and that's because I've been just refining my my edge. I do have an actual edge as far as like, you know, the data shows that I'm able to consistently make some money, but then I could consistently lose some money as well. And that just comes to, again, like, I think the balance of it all, just me being sometimes impatient, right? So, you know, this is the end of the video. This is the part where we have those takeaways, and that's one of the big takeaways I want you guys to have from this video, is to just be patient, especially once you have an edge and you understand all the, like, these concepts in the market. They're all kind of like, you could utilize everything that you learn about market analysis and chart data and stuff like that to your advantage. But it's just you really have to understand that, like, it's kind of it's not just you know what I mean. So sometimes if it's clear as day, like, how can I put this? Like, cause like I said, if you know all of these concepts, then you know what I'm talking about. You just gotta be patient. The market, trading is not supposed to be a stressful thing, something that, like, you're overthinking, you know what I mean? Like, once you understand how to, it should literally tell you what to do, you know what I mean? Once you mark up your levels, it'll literally tell you what it wants to do, and then you can just follow it from there. The price will tell you when to get out, like, all types of things, if you just understand, if you've done your research, if you've done your due diligence, if you've had your chart time, you've been practicing, sometimes you just gotta losses come with it, guys. Look, I'm up $419 on this account this week. This isn't my personal capital. If this was my personal capital, do you think I would be crying right now? Or, like, sitting here trying to, like, give you my own trader philosophies? Like, fuck all that shit, really. Because, like, that's why I'm going over the data. You know what I mean? Like, if you have your edge, if you've been working, if you understand the concepts, if you're almost there, if your stats even look similar to mine, that's okay. You pretty much know what you're doing, just having a hard time fitting into some funded parameters. Not worried about that, me personally. So what I'm saying is, like, don't let that bother you. If that's somewhere, if you're, like, in the same place as me on this journey. But that's kind of one of the things I'm gonna take away from this week, is just, like, looking at that weekly P&L, I still made $400 this week. I'm sorry, that's something. A lot of people couldn't just go get $400 this week. Maybe you have a job, maybe you can, maybe you can't make them give you another $400, you know what I'm saying? So where are you going to get that other $400 that you're craving, that you're wanting, that could help, or whatever the case may be, right? So whether you're trading for, like, a side hustle or just to be your main source of income, it's possible, if you know what you're doing. And to me, that's I hit their max loss limit, but as you can see, this, like, kind of abbreviated, dotted, dashed red line here at the bottom of my graph, that is the max loss limit. As you can see, it goes up as well. So as you get more money, they're basically letting you lose less of their money. So once you start to come down, they're still like, look, you're not, you got this far. We gave you enough breathing room. Now, you need to be good at this point. But how long is this video so far? Okay, we're not at an hour just yet. So I'm going to try and keep it under the hour. But yeah, so I'm sorry, that's just, like, that's cool to me. Like, if I was trading my own personal capital right now, I'm still up $400 for this week. You know what I mean? Considering where I put myself in a hole last week, you can see as before day 9, we have day 7 that I really took a max loss hit as well. And that's what I really got to stop doing sometimes, is just hitting that max loss limit. Like I said, sometimes just taking a loss and walking away and coming trading another day and trying to get it right another day. Yeah, it's different conditions, but if you have an edge, if you know what to look for, if you know to be patient, all of these things, they'll line up. Patience, just your knowledge, the fact that you've been practicing, and all of these things will line up, because nothing happens, like, in a day. Like if you're a basketball player, you're not going to go out on the court day 1 and just be busting shots. You're gonna have to work on that form. But once you get that form down, it's nothing to go out there and hit them shots. Yes, sometimes you're gonna miss, but yeah, you're gonna miss every shot you don't take when you stop playing basketball. Of course, you never make a shot again. You know what I'm saying? So do you want to be in that position where you just don't make a shot again? Look, I'm the type of person sometimes, and that's why I break my 1-loss rule, is because I'm like, I'm gonna take that shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm open for it. Let's go. But sometimes you're just wrong, right? Sometimes the defense is too heavy. Sometimes you might need to pass the ball around and just see who else can get an open shot. And if you're a buyer, sometimes you might need to switch your bias, be a seller, and that's completely fine. the market will do what it do, but if it shows you what it wants to do, you have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? You just have to understand that sometimes. But again, also, you don't want to just lose all your money, so you just need to make sure you know it's showing you what you want to do. And that's just me saying something as a disclaimer and like just trying to say be safe, like, because it's all risk. It's all risk. You know what I'm saying? No matter what level you're at with trading, you're risking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there is, you know, the 1% thing like that. Like, I could definitely take that approach. I'm gonna be all right. You know, these videos, doing this, journaling, this is all what you need to do to, like, I wouldn't have gotten to the point I'm at without doing stuff like this. No, I wasn't always on YouTube, but I was always documenting, journaling, writing, however, some sort of way. I did get a little lazy with it, stop doing that, and that's kind of why, like, now I'll jump on a YouTube video and just, like, go over something right quick and then post it for all of us to see, right? But ultimately, it's also because I'm kind of a little lazy right now, right? It's okay, guys. We're not perfect. And I'm not really lazy, but it's just like I'm drained from my job, you know, from the things that I'm doing so much right now. But it's okay, you know. Even then, I'm finna go on a run. I just drank my shake in the midst of making this video. It's been plenty of time for my food to settle. I'm gonna go drink water or something. And yeah, a little bit, not too much because I don't want to get cramped, but I'm gonna go for my run. I'm come home, work out. And we're gonna have a good day for the rest of the day. And yeah, so look forward to maybe another weekly recap coming next week. But that is all I have for you guys in this one. Hopefully you found something in this video useful. It's an hour long. You know, so a lot of information, and I know not all of it is like structured and stuff like that, but I try my best to just, like, again, shit, because, like, I'm using this information as well, you know what I mean? So if I could benefit from it, maybe somebody else can too. But again, if you guys have anything you don't understand that you want me to go over, if you got any questions, leave them in the comment sections, ideas or like topics you want me to go over in a future video, something that you want me to go like from like advanced, medium, beginner concepts, whatever it may be. I don't mind doing videos on those. It's just I don't know, you know what I mean? So I've been told before, like, I just talk like as if you already know everything, and it's not that, I just don't know what you don't know. So go ahead and ask questions, guys. That's what the comment section is for this channel. I just want to say that. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because, like I said, I got things I kind of want to do, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a good day. I hope you have a good day. I hope this damn cold sore on my lip goes the fuck away. And stay salty, as the hat says. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be salty. Unless you got a cold sore, then be salty, because I'm fucking salty right now. Go ahead, say it. Say it's herpes or whatever. Yeah, you child. I'm a child too, probably, for even saying anything about it. And I know I'm finna end this video. Look, it's not an hour yet, okay? You got time. Chill. No, I'm just kidding. Look, no, in all seriousness, just don't be too hard on yourself. You know, trading is not going to be easy at any point, or like, even when it gets simple, when you start to understand things, you still want to just go easy on yourself. Don't go crazy for trading, because it's not supposed to be like that. You really want to be cool, calm, collected with this, and at the same time, yeah, you just because you don't want to get emotional with your money. You know what I mean? It's a business, guys. So go have fun, go relax. Don't watch this all in one sitting. Watch it in 2 sittings. Watch it over in 3 sittings. However you choose to go about it. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I know I'm just being a nuisance at this point. I'm sorry. This video is hard for me to make. I'm doing it on my phone, so it just feels like a really improper environment to really be doing this anyway. But like, I'm sitting here in my car, but that's just because I don't have office space yet, guys. You are here with me at the bottom, but I want to be able to look back on this and be like, damn, like, I was ready though, you know what I'm saying? Like I was ready then. You guys could get there, you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna get through this. I don't know who we are, but I know I am. I'm not giving up, and I hope you guys don't either. But essentially, you know, if you do quit, like you know, just reach out to someone, you know what I mean? Don't think you're alone in this. Like I said, I do these videos because hopefully someone could relate. Hopefully somebody's at the same point in their journey as me and just needs that little bit, like they're missing something or something like that. And that's what just, or need to share perspectives with some. Like I said, there's a lot in this video. We went over like concepts, why I got into trades, P&Ls. We went over weekly P&Ls, good, the bad, things I did good. I mean, I'm following my entry confirmations. I just kind of am forgetting a little some key components to things, right? Having like a real target in sometimes. And yeah, look, I know I'm gonna watch this video back. Hopefully if you find some value in it, and you need to, you guys know you got it. Look, I'm just rambling at this point. That's all I have for you guys. That is the very first weekly recap video. The start of many more to come. I do plan on just leveling up and upgrading my setup, and everything's gonna just be different one day. So, you know, we're not even concerned. We're gonna be chilling. I'm gonna stop procrastinating because I'm now at this point just using y'all as an excuse to not do my run, and that's some bullshit. Let's go exercise these damn legs. Bye.